Our first guest here on the Comfy Couch is Mike Griffiths. He is here to celebrate the 45th annual anniversary birthday of Pierce Transit. You are their CEO. Welcome to Cityline, Mike.
Thank you very much.
It's so great to have you here. So I have seen you, Mike. You're all over Pierce County because it's Pierce Transit's anniversary. What is the significance of the milestone of 45 years?
Well, it's 45 years of us providing service to the community, getting people to where they want to go, to schools, to church, to shopping,
Yes.
to any destinations to see their loved ones. And it's very important that they have an alternative mode of transportation.
Absolutely. When we were in the green room, I said to you, I love Pierce Transit. Pierce Transit is still so homegrown that if you raise your hand as you're walking, the bus driver, if they can, will pull over for you. Where does that happen? In a city this size and a demographic the size of Pierce Transit. So how is Pierce Transit planning to celebrate?
So we have a lot of outreach going on in the
Yes.
community. We have a twin coach that's 1948 vintage that's completely restored.
Wow.
That will be out at a lot of events. If people check our social media, there will be a lot of things happening in the community.
Look at the twin coach, here it is. Wow, that is impressive.
Yeah. In June is Ride Transit Month, and we're going to have Transit Trivia Day, which will be all centered around our 45th year.
I love that. So when we saw a picture of the twin coach there, God, that green is unbelievable. So when we think about history, because I think we have to, I mean, I said to you in the green room again, 45 years. I remember 45 years ago. I remember 46 years ago when Pierce Transit was maybe a twinkle in a think tank eye. What did transit look like in the Pierce area before it was established?
So in 1888, there was streetcar lines put into the city of Tacoma.
Okay.
And in 1930, those were torn up and there was buses put in.
All right.
And it was called Tacoma Transit.
Okay.
And Tacoma Transit was purchased by the city of Tacoma in 1961.
Okay.
And for the sum total of $750,000. And then in 1979, Pierce Transit was formed, and in 1980 we began our service.
So, okay, looking at this picture, Mike, look at this. Look at the yellow. That tells me kind of the time. I would have put this probably in the 1970s. Would you agree, this picture?
I would think it was somewhere around there.
Somewhere in there. This is, oh, and here is this, and this is, of course, today. Although that bus, look at that's got to be Point Defiance, or no, I'm looking at the total. Northeast Tacoma. I love this. Yeah. These pictures are incredible. So let's get some stats out, because I know you've got them, regarding how many customers we've served in the last 45 years.
Yeah, so we had to go back and do a
count
on that. And so on our fixed route buses, which are the big buses, we've had 473 million passengers.
Wow.
And then in trips to Seattle, we've had 89 million passengers.
Because let's remember, we do go to Seattle.
Yeah. Pierce Transit used to go to Seattle.
Okay.
And then it was taken over by Sound Transit in the 2000s. And so there's a lot of people who have had a lot of trips on our service.
Absolutely, and safe trips,
yeah.
And trips that they can rely upon. So I want you to take me back, even though you were not there because you're a youngster. Why and how was Pierce Transit created? Because you've mentioned some history before that, and we had in place some forms of transportation besides bicycles, cars, and walking. So why was it created?
So the county officials decided that because the transit was Tacoma Transit and mostly served the city of Tacoma, that they wanted all of Pierce County to be served.
Okay.
And so they put together what's called a public transportation benefit area, which is formed in 1979 and named it Pierce Transit.
Okay.
And so that was put in so that we could serve the county.
And that county, when you say that, my brain just went, what was the county looked like then as opposed to now? No wonder we can say happy birthday. So in that vein, 45 years ago, it must have been hard to think about why a robust transit system would be important for a community. Why is that important?
Well, it's important. I think if you look around the United States and even around the world, all great cities have great transit systems.
They do.
And it's really important that people can get to jobs. And transit is really an economic driver for communities. And our statistics show that about 77 cents of every dollar that is spent on transit is returned to the community. And so it's extremely important to get people moving.
Absolutely, and we've got some pictures here. I mean, and this is just the quintessential representation of how Pierce Transit is so nimble and can meet the needs of the consumers in the community that you serve. I mean, the number of people who we were able to adapt to 45 years ago is not the number we adapt to today, is it?
No, it is not. We had in the 1980s, and they came up with the American with Disabilities Act.
Yes.
And that made it so that we were providing accessible trips for people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Time goes by so quickly. We only have about 2.5 minutes left, and I want to ask you this question. So what would you consider some major accomplishments in this agency's history?
Yeah, I think one of the things we're extremely proud of at Pierce Transit is that we have environmental sustainability.
Talk with me about that.
Most of our buses have run on CNG for years, compressed natural gas. And we're also right now transitioning to an electric bus fleet.
Oh, I love that.
The other thing is our safety program has won national awards.
Wow.
And it's really important that people understand safety is the #1 priority for us.
Absolutely, absolutely, and especially as you know, different standards of measurement of acceptable behavior happen on buses. Some of it's safe, some of it is just because it exists. So it's wonderful to know that those drivers are always aware of what's happening in that bus to keep us safe. So what's next for Pierce Transit?
Well, right now we just put in our a 6-year strategic plan that really focuses on the customer experience and also the employee experience.
There we
and
go.
I think it's really important that people understand that we're looking at that. One of the things I'm also proud of is that we're sustainable. We don't have any debt. We've never had debt.
Wow.
And I think we also are working on our 20-year plan and have worked with a lot of the community and municipalities
Yes.
on what kind of service they want to see over the next 20 years.
What you have just said is huge, because as we look at the political climate that we are all existing in, sometimes services, or we're going to see services go away because of funding. Pierce Transit has no debt, and they are here to stay. You have 30 seconds to thank people, or to put a thank you out there for all this 45 years of amazing goodness.
Yeah, so I'd just like to thank all the people who formed Pierce Transit.
Yes.
And thank all of the people who served on our board and provided the direction to us. And most importantly, our passengers and our employees. Our employees are really take pride in serving this community.
I want to say thank you and your team for amazing leadership and for amazing citizen behavior. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Jenny Warren will be on the comfy couch when we come back.